Hi everyone, and welcome. Today we are starting a really exciting topic, the brain. First, a mind-bender fact. Your brain generates 20 watts of electricity, enough to power a light bulb. Introduction. The brain is the boss of your entire body. It controls everything you do, from moving your fingers to remembering your favorite song. Understanding how the brain is built and how it works helps us appreciate just how amazing it really is. So let's get started. Gross anatomy of the brain. First, let's talk about the big picture. The brain is divided into three major parts: the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and the brainstem. Each part has its own special job. And remember, the brain is well protected by layers called the meninges. Think of the brain like a delicate computer that's tucked inside a helmet with soft padding. The cerebrum. Now, the cerebrum, that's the biggest part of the brain. It looks kind of wrinkly because of all the folds and grooves, and that's actually a good thing. The more surface area, the more brain power. The cerebrum is divided into two halves called hemispheres, and it's organized into 4 lobes, each handling different tasks. Functions of cerebral lobes. Let's break that down. The frontal lobe is where you make decisions and control your muscles. The parietal lobe helps you feel things like when you touch something hot. The temporal lobe lets you hear sounds and remember events. And the occipital lobe is all about seeing and understanding what you see. Pretty amazing, right? Your brain has a whole team working together. The cerebellum. Underneath the cerebrum is the cerebellum. You can think of it as your body's balance coach. It doesn't start movement, but it makes your movements smooth and coordinated, like when you ride a bike or dance. The brainstem. Now, the brainstem is one of the most important parts for survival. It controls basic life functions like breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure. We don't even think about it, and yet it's working for us 24/7. If the brain were a company, the brainstem would be the operations manager. Protective structures. Of course, such an important organ needs protection. The skull is like a hard helmet. The meninges are like cushy layers of padding, and the cerebrospinal fluid works like a shock absorber. It even helps clean out waste. Our body really thought of everything to keep the brain safe. Brain physiology overview. Inside the brain, 2 main types of cells do all the work: neurons and neuroglia. Neurons are the messengers. They send and receive signals. Neuroglia are the helpers. They keep everything running smoothly. Communication happens at little gaps called synapses. You could imagine it like billions of tiny text messages being sent every second. Blood supplied to the brain. The brain also needs a constant supply of oxygen. It gets blood from the internal carotid and vertebral arteries, and they form a backup system called the circle of Willis in case one part gets blocked. Even a few minutes without blood can cause serious damage, so nature built an extra protection. Functional areas of the brain. Different parts of the brain specialize in different tasks. The motor cortex makes you move. The sensory cortex helps you feel things. Broca's area helps you speak clearly. Wernicke's area helps you understand language. It's like each part of the brain is a member of a team with a special job. Limbic system. Deep inside the brain is the limbic system, the emotional headquarters. The amygdala helps you feel emotions like fear or happiness. The hippocampus helps you create new memories. Without these structures, life would feel pretty empty. Brain waves and electrical activity. Even when you're asleep, your brain is busy. It produces patterns of electrical activity called brain waves. Fast waves happen when you're awake and thinking. Slow waves happen when you're deeply asleep. We can measure brain waves with a machine called an EEG. It's like eavesdropping on your brain's conversations. Common brain disorders. Sadly, the brain can also get hurt. Stroke, traumatic brain injuries, Alzheimer's disease, and Parkinson's disease are just a few examples of what can go wrong. Learning about these disorders helps us find better ways to treat or even prevent them. So, to wrap up, the brain is an incredible, complicated machine that controls everything we do, from breathing to dreaming to dancing. Its anatomy and physiology are deeply connected, and the more we learn, the more we realize how much we still have to discover.